And we're in here. This is just a little wet the palate, kind of just
Speaking
something
of
to... Speaking of wet.
Ben's in good form off the bat.
We're just knocking out a couple of episodes before we wrap up for the year.
How did you rate Ben's start?
And then Ben's come in here and he's done the right thing. He's tried to pour us some water.
Yeah, exactly.
That is his role historically on the show.
His role.
He's
Playing
part of
my
the job
role.
description.
I just gone bang and knocked over
Yeah.
Harry's water, so I didn't feel too bad.
Yeah.
And my run sheet
Yeah.
and my equipment. So
Run sheet's cooked.
maybe it was a planned thing.
Could have been worse. Could have been my run sheet. So.
Yeah. But no, we're good. And you boys have been away. You've both been overseas.
So the last set was grand final week, wasn't it?
Post grand final?
Yes, I reckon you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
We celebrated the Lions, surely. I
You did.
Can't
Yeah,
remember.
you-
Jeez,
I think you rolled in hungover after
Yeah,
a big
roll
week.
it.
Hadn't slept in 4
Yeah,
days.
rolled
No,
in.
it was a big one.
rolled in.
But then you've been to Italy, Harry,
Yep.
and then you both went to Japan.
Oh, I wasn't in Japan.
You didn't go to Japan at all?
No, I thought you. Remember we caught up the other day, and I thought,
You thought you could tell that I didn't
Yeah.
know? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought you were both there.
yeah, because you were like kind of.
You
You
sort
were
of
like,
both
how was
looking-
Japan? And you looked at me.
Yeah,
as well.
that's
I was
a good
like,
point.
I don't know.
That's
That's
right.
Ben.
That's why you think I don't know you, the two of you apart from each other.
Oh, let's hear from you, Harry, about Italy. How was it?
Right. I don't know.
You
That,
sort
that
of-
just felt a bit awkward.
Well, you didn't elaborate when Will said, "How was Italy?"
Because I was picking up on the fact
Yeah,
that
the
he
fact
thought
that
we
I-
were both in Japan.
Yeah, I missed Japan, you both.
Yeah, that's okay. No, Italy was awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it was a little while ago now, but went for just over 2.5 weeks with Maddie. So yeah, it was really good fun. Did a few different parts over there. So yeah, it was really good. Caught up with had a couple of nights with Dirds over in Lake Como as well. So
Yep.
that was good fun and
Nice.
yeah, good part of the world. Roller. So
And Lake
Yeah.
Como, you
Yeah.
tried to get some last minute accommodation. Was it 4 nights?
yeah. Won't go into specifics, but it was one of the hotels we stayed at, the Grand Tremezzo, beautiful hotel.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit naive to when first looking at what 4 or 5 nights might cost, but we did one night.
was
so-
it like the price of a car?
Oh yeah, just about a nice car as well.
Nice car. Beamer.
No, but we did one night there, which was beautiful. It's probably the best hotel I've stayed at, I reckon. So highly recommend to anyone that's over there.
Nice.
And then Ben, because we saw the photo of you in the subway.
Yeah.
And for some, I thought you took that. I think maybe that's what I thought, Harry.
So
But
did
then,
Taylor.
Yeah, my partner Taylor.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you were just walking through, and then you're comfortably. I don't know. I think the nearest person would have been up to about your elbow.
Yeah, it was
in
quite
height.
funny. So
So
that
actually
was
a cool photo.
Yeah.
It was. That was, I reckon, 4 or 5 days into the trip. So I hadn't really realised how much I stood out. Like I knew I was obviously, well above everyone else, but not until I saw that photo, I was like, far
No,
out. That
you-
was like,
You're Godzilla.
yeah, literally. But because they reckon that because we went to Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, they're the hot spots, lots of tourists. People are pretty respectful there, but they reckon if you go into the really local sort of towns where they're not used to seeing tourists, you would have got some really strange looks and like people were getting photos and everything.
Selfies?
So yeah, I didn't get any in.
You weren't asked for a selfie?
Nah,
Oh,
but
wow.
they reckon there if you went to like a local town,
Yeah.
then they would have looked, like it was like you're an alien to them sort of thing. So
Wait, good question. Did you have any people come up like as footy fans in Japan?
I don't think so. No,
Right.
it was really refreshing. It was good.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
Mm.
it was a lovely spot. It's a lot of people around. I mean, they reckon there's more people in Tokyo, population-wise, than Australia. So it was
Yeah.
a lot of people around, but good fun. We spent 3 days in Tokyo, 3 in Kyoto, 3 in Osaka. So good people, good food, sort of a safe sort of culture. So we really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Recommend
It's
it
a
to
great
anyone.
joint.
Yeah, there was a lot of Australians there. Like you could tell that it was a hot spot for Aussies. So because it's only 9 hours, which isn't too bad compared to Europe or America.
Yeah.
So highly recommend.
Do you ever get, like, if you're ever in Queensland or New South Wales, do you ever get no selfies or anything at all? Do you?
No,
Fine.
one thing I learned is that there's, especially there's Carlton fans everywhere. Even in Florence, like there was a day where like 3 or 4 people came up and
Really?
asked for a photo. Yeah, just like Australian people, but like
I remember.
Yeah, not Italian.
yeah, like there's a local Italian.
Howdy, Mackay.
There was one. This time last year, we were in Italy, and
Pretty good.
we're in Pisa, and I reckon the trade only gone through like 3 or 4 days after that, or before that, and I put a story up, and then within like 2 minutes of that, like an Essendon fan came running across, and like
You're
it
kidding.
was my first ever Essendon selfie with a fan. So it was quite funny. We were in Ibiza. Oh, not Ibiza. Pisa, and it was raining. It was so strange, but
Were you near the tower?
yeah, near the tower. Yeah.
Is there much else there in Pisa?
Nothing. So yeah, would have stood out a bit. But yeah, it was to Harry's point. You don't really escape it, but you almost enjoy speaking to another Aussie there.
Yeah,
when you're
100%. It's always cool.
overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
actually a
mind.
good
A
part
lot
of
of people cringe when they run into Australians overseas.
No, I reckon it's refreshing. It's like it's actually nice to I reckon you weirdly think that if you're speaking to an Australian person overseas, that like you're obligated to chat to them, like tell them where you're from. Like
Yeah.
it's nearly like they're like you're a friend or something just because they're Australian.
Yeah, that's right.
It's always nice. Yeah.
I've completely jumped the queue here, and we missed this or that.
Oh yeah.
This or that.
Don't be worried, this or that, fans. It's not.
Yeah. Well,
it's not going away.
I was just wondering if,
Unfortunately,
what's that meant to mean,
Well, he doesn't like it.
you know exactly what it means.
right?
Puts everyone to sleep. Anyway,
We haven't got barely any of them right. So that's
new season.
and it's not even a new
Same
season yet. It's got a horror today. Still hot defrosting.
What?
This or that this week. So it's because it's the draft today. We thought it would be a good idea to do a draft theme one.
Nice.
So this
Did
or that-
MJ write this one?
Yeah, it's just your
No, I can't say.
content,
This
or-
is doesn't matter. Just get it right. That's the
Yeah.
Harrison Oliver, pick 19 in the draft, or a member of the 1929 Collingwood Premiership team.
Harrison Oliver. I reckon I stopped watching about pick 17 or so.
Got it dragged on, didn't it? But anyway, we can touch on
Well,
that later.
it's just also I don't know any of these kids. You know, I don't. There's and my team's not involved. I'll lock in. I've gone the 1922. The Collingwood Premiership team.
Yeah.
I'll go that.
I'm going this year's draft. Harrison feels like a modern name.
Well, my name's Harrison.
Yeah, and you're 26.
This kid's 18, maybe.
Wait, is it?
We'll just answer the
Is it-
question.
Well, no, it's pick 19. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it!
So you're wrong. Yeah.
It just
I reckon
felt-
there's
it felt
Harrison's
right.
that old.
Not sure.
I'm sure there is somewhere, somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, one for
Nice.
none.
Damn.
Bang.
So as we said, the draft has been on, and
the first round was completed last night.
first round. How many picks in the first round was it? It was
That's a great
20
question.
odd, 20
28, was it?
27 or something.
And
How does that even work? It should be.
It's
oh,
because
of course,
it
it was
used
the
to be 18.
first round.
Because
Yeah,
of the
18
academy picks,
18
it gets
clubs.
pushed back.
academy picks, father sons. We saw last night.
We were talking about it yesterday, and I reckon when we got drafted, I was picked 21, and I reckon there was only 23 or 24 picks to complete round one, and this year it was like 28 or 29. So it sort of dragged on a bit, didn't it? But
Well, your club got one of those.
yep, Isaac Kako. So he was a part of our academy. He'd been in sort of meeting everyone, training with the group as well. So we sort of got that out of the way
So
and met many people.
Sorry
and
for
stuff,
a bit naivety. So, do Melbourne teams have academies? Is that right?
Yeah,
do
Next
we
Generation Academy.
Next Gen Academy, yeah.
Right,
I don't,
sorry,
look, I don't know the exact details about it, but
Yeah, Jamari Ugle-Hagen was picked up by the Bulldogs the same way because the Crows
Yeah.
bid on him at pick one.
That's right. Yeah.
it feels a bit different to say a Gold Coast Academy where every
Yeah.
year there's one. But North had one. North has one as well when I was there, and still
I
currently.
think
so,
we have a next gen academy as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that obviously not every year they got a player, but yeah. So Isaac was a part of ours, and he'd been in a few times. So he sounds like a really good kid.
Yeah.
Good heritage, good family man. So
He was there for Nate Caddy last year.
so
I
they
saw in
played.
the
I think they
footage.
went to the same school together.
Right,
It's a
okay.
good pickup. So they know each other quite well. So they'll be up in the forward line together for many a year, hopefully.
Would that help as a young player coming into the system if you'd
Yeah.
been around the club? You already know the
think so.
strength and conditioning guy.
100%.
Well, yeah. So I think Isaac had been in, say, 2 or 3 weeks, only, once a week sort of thing.
Mm.
Obviously, there's some condition where you're allowed to come in and meet everyone. So I think the last week he wasn't allowed in. But yeah, he met a few people before that, and I'm sure that would make it a bit easier come next week when he's in there full time.
Yeah.
And even to know Nate on a personal basis. I remember when I first joined, knowing a few people, it certainly makes it a bit easier.
At North.
When I went to Essendon last year,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Goldie and obviously Brad and a few others. So
Did you know anyone at your respective clubs when you turned up for the first time?
that's a good point.
Yeah, a couple of like the boys that I was drafted with. I remember like Charlie, Weeders,
Yeah.
kind of did a little bit with them in the under-18, so you knew,
Because
knew a
so
little
many,
bit.
yeah, a lot
But
of-
within like a month, like you don't know any
Yeah, yeah,
different. So
that's
it's
right.
like might make it easier for the first week or two, but yeah, it goes so fast, and all of a sudden you're part of the furniture there. So
Yeah.
that first day would just be so scary to me.
yeah, absolutely it was.
because you're
Yeah.
so young. and
Yeah.
there's men. There's people older than
Yeah,
us now.
that's right.
Like Todd
Yeah.
Goldstein.
Yeah. Well, when I first walked in, it was like Boomer Harvey, Drew Petrie, Michael Frito, Nick Dalsano,
Yeah,
Daniel Wells. Like it was crazy amount of like veterans when I first walked in.
yeah.
Which is
Such a big age gap.
Yeah,
like
that's
half
right.
their age.
yeah, like veterans.
Yeah.
Do we have a draft question or like a? Oh, we got the audio here.
Oh, we can jump to
May
that.
as well
Yeah,
we're
so
on
this
it.
was
Feels weird if we don't.
the very first time that the two of you came in here to knock out a bit of a recording.
This
I,
was, you weren't in. You weren't.
I wasn't
here.
involved. No, it was just the two of you.
You hadn't been recruited yet.
No, no, I was waiting for my.
What
my
could have been
draft.
if we had a?
What could have been?
Who knows?
I think I
Mate,
know.
we've got
I think I know.
We had a
Might
straight-
have had two of these already.
a couple of AFMAs. So anyway, the two of you were talking about your draft night, and there was. I still would love to know what happened with this, the result of this bet, but you can hear it here.
So the draft was in Adelaide, 2015 draft.
Yeah.
We flew up in the morning
It was
of
on
the
the
draft.
The draft was a Thursday.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was a Tuesday.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It was.
I was.
I
No, it wasn't.
swear on.
Oh, let's
my
prove it.
life. MJ, can you,
Let's put something on it.
mate? I'll put $1,000 on it right now. It was a Tuesday night.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was Thursday. Because you started that Monday.
that's the
You had
easiest
2
bet.
days. How much you put on it?
Easiest
$1,000.
$1,000 I've ever made in my whole life.
That's the easiest $1,000 I've
It
made,
was
mate.
Tuesday night.
It wasn't.
I remember. 'Cause we flew back on Wednesday night. I was at the
Dragging
cut-off. on. Drags on every day. On the Friday. Thank you very much. No shit.
There you go. Hey, what's your language?
$1,000 and I'm getting that in cash.
You still haven't paid me that money
Yes, I
either.
have.
No, you haven't.
Because what happened? We were talking about it a lot, particularly
No, I never saw that
year
money.
one.
Yeah,
Didn't you give him some of
I
that?
gave you some money, didn't I?
I think you gave him $50. It was in your wallet or something.
Yeah, maybe it was that.
Oh, 50's better than nothing.
You made a dent into it.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Small
IOU.
You were both so confident.
I was
Naive,
confident
no,
for a
no.
reason.
Naive.
Yeah, well.
So it was a Tuesday, and
Yeah, it was a Tuesday night. Yeah,
and in Adelaide, which I don't know.
they used to swap it around a little bit. Like
did move
what
around.
State. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, now it's in Melbourne. It's been in Melbourne the last few years, I reckon.
last few years, and then you're going tonight
Yeah, I'm going tonight. Yeah, yeah.
because
So,
it's at Marvel.
at Marvel. So there's maybe 2 or 3 of us are going to go in and meet some of the new draftees, which is exciting. I've actually
Mm.
never been to a draft other than our one,
The
2015.
Adelaide one
So
on the Tuesday night.
yeah,
the infamous Thursday nighter.
Thursday night.
And take me back to the draft because you might have a question about it later on. But what picks did you go respectively?
Ben was 30.
21.
20.
21,
Yep. 10.
10.
Yeah.
And I imagine probably more so for you, Harry, when you're in that sort of top 10 range. Did you know basically what was going to happen before you? Because they get the predictions really close.
Yeah,
to
they actually
accurate.
do. I think roughly it was. I think I would have said it before, but I think Adelaide had picked maybe 9 and 11, and Carlton had 10 and 12. So I think kind of knew, and I think Adelaide had said that if you're still there at 11, we'll probably take you. So
Right.
knew that it was roughly kind of Adelaide or Carlton. You never really know. There's always the odd surprise, but I kind of thought I was in that band. So compared to, I guess, I reckon the top 10 or 12 is a little bit more. You know where you're going to fall, but there's some guys that a little bit later on where it's just an open market. But
Yeah.
yeah, still never know. But
And who went pick 9 with Adelaide?
Millia, wasn't it?
Weeders, I reckon. So I reckon Adelaide had pick 8,
Yeah.
Melbourne had pick 9, Carlton
yeah,
had pick
right,
10,
yes.
Adelaide had 11,
Yeah, Weeds,
Carlton
yeah.
had 12.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then how many clubs, Ben, did you know were
Well,
sniffing around?
I think I spent to 16 out of the 18, I reckon.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah. Including,
it's
including your
due
home
diligence.
visits and
Yeah.
the draft camp. So, yeah, all I remember is that the camera sort of made its way over to our table.
Yeah.
So whether they know, it's a little bit delayed or whatever, but yeah, I think Carlton had the pick after North. I think Hawthorn were in that vicinity as well. So maybe the Bulldogs as well. So there was a few, but you honestly don't know. I think Harry made a good point around. Your 1 to 10, 1 to 12 is probably a bit more secured in terms of where's it going to fall. But after that, to your point, it can fall anyway. So I remember being obviously extremely nervous.
Yeah.
and Harry had been picked up, and it was pretty tense, sort of half an hour there. But when you look back on it, it was a pretty incredible moment when we both got picked up within sort of 10 or 12 picks of each other. So
Yeah. It's amazing.
yeah, I think it's pretty different these days because you went up on stage, didn't you?
Yeah.
So the top 10 went on stage, and these days they all go up on stage, I reckon. So a few
Yeah,
little
I'm
things have
sure.
changed, but all in all, good memories.
And another footy update since you've been gone that I just remembered. Thursday night footy is now basically locked in. I think it's all but 2 weeks
Yeah.
of the year.
Yeah.
We're happy about that?
Yeah, for sure. I think
Absolutely.
everyone's a fan of that
Yeah.
slot.
I don't know why they've waited this long to
Not
basically.
sure.
Yeah, well, we
Lock it
play
in.
4 Thursday night rounds in the first 15 weeks, so
Mm.
that'd be great. Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah. And the other part of that I was going to ask, the draw itself, I know Carlton did particularly well based on finishing in the 8 and then getting to play some of the lower teams twice. So do you
I'm
look
big
at
on,
any
I
of
reckon
that?
like
or-
you can never read into it because
Yeah.
it's only going off last year's results of what teams played well, and it's like it'll be completely different this year. So, and I don't reckon you can really even it comes to like fruition until the last like 4 or 5 weeks when you might have like a easier draw or a late draw. Like
Yeah.
I think it's just too hard to tell. So I know it's always people like to chat about it, and
Yeah.
it's something to talk about this time of year in footy, but I don't think it means too much. Like if you're good enough, you'll win enough games
Yeah,
to qualify.
exactly.
Yeah. There we go. It's just
Maturity.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You've come a long
You
way.
found maturity over
Yeah.
here.
Nice.
Over the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Twinners and losers.
Yeah,
Yeah, have you got one, Ben?
I do.
Ben and Harry's
I'm so excited for this.
winners
Birds often think I'm a treat.
and losers.
Mandarins. I just love them. Mandarins at the moment.
Mandarins.
You can use mandarins if you want.
Harry, you can start.
Take the new
Yeah,
rock.
I've got a few. I've got 6 weeks worth. No, I was just going to say. Well, 2. There's one that the cricket starts tomorrow.
Damn it, that was mine.
There's going to be one of you two. All 3 of us are saying the cricket.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I don't know when we're planning to release this, but we're recording on the Thursday, and the first test starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
And then the
Arvo, yeah.
Perth test, so you get the 1 p.m. start. It's like a day night.
That's
in
a great
terms of the
result.
Perfect,
time
yeah.
slot, but
Yep.
oh yes,
Yeah. Looking
Cricket.
forward to that. Yeah, that's mine. So.
yeah,
All right, well, I got a good one. It's travel related. So
great.
my twinner is you can get tax-free benefits when you do shopping over or in Japan. I know you did it as well in Italy. So you end up getting say $20 or $30 off per purchase. So that was really handy when we did some shopping over in Japan.
You don't mean like duty free at the airport? You mean
No, so
literally in the
if you bring
country?
your
Yeah, that's right.
if you bring your passport to certain shops when you go shopping, you
Yeah.
get tax free. So obviously, if you're a local, you got to pay tax on top of the normal purchase amount.
Do you
And
really?
Yeah.
I've never tried that.
Yeah.
Just for anything.
Yeah, basically anything. So the shop will say tax free shop, and so if you bring your passport, you get I don't know, maybe say 10% off roughly. So
Oh.
it actually adds up throughout the whole trip when you shop. So that was a little yeah.
It's always money related.
Well, better than yours. What was yours? Cricket.
Just bragging about getting $10 off.
What was yours?
I think you're doing all
It
right.
adds
mate.
up. I saved about $84 over the.
It's just a. I can't win with you, Bucks.
It's like the traffic on money related.
Had a great trip in Japan.
Saved $80.
Saved $80
Well, what was yours though?
on a chef's knife.
What was actually a chef now?
No way, really?
We did get knives. Yeah.
That's exactly what it
Oh,
was.
that's
talking
funny.
About 8 weeks, and you said the cricket.
Well, that's my. It's not about.
Do you have a loser from your travels?
I got one.
Yeah.
The coffee in Japan is just nowhere near compared to
Yeah,
Australia. It's
they-
just hard, isn't it?
It's fair. Yeah.
They love a canned coffee.
Yes.
Like Boss coffee.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think after a few days, we sort of just gave up. There's no point. We
Oh,
just-
I did the same.
Yep,
In
yep,
Japan.
yep.
Yeah. No, that's annoying.
Yeah. No, even in Europe, it's like, well, Italy they do like espressos, which I actually don't mind, but the milk or like if you ask for a latte over there, that it's like a cup of milk with like a dash of coffee.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yep. So that was my loser.
Nice.
2 from 2. I would have thought pretty sharp.
You've done really
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. You've
Yeah.
thought about it.
Yeah.
correct.
The first
It's the
time
one
wasn't
thing we've got to sort of bring to the table.
great. Well, I have to bring this or that as well.
Oh, please.
It doubles my
Which
workload.
yeah, also had not prepared.
We've been doing for 8 weeks.
MJ did it.
Yeah.
Your
about using
your
your
head's still
resources.
in Italy, mate.
Luzo's bad hay fever at the moment.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I feel
you've
like-
used that 3 years in a row.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way you haven't done pay fever.
That's a first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can just at the moment, it's a season for it.
Yeah.
I must suck.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, hay fever's awful.
What about you, Rollo? What was your loser?
No, I'll go a winner. Because the Lions obviously got young Levi Ashcroft last night, so a huge win for Brisbane to get, what could be the best player in the draft for like pick 40 essentially. But then on stage, he's with Chris Johnson, and they unveiled the Lions Guernsey, and it's got the gold AFL logo on it for the
cool.
reigning
Yeah,
premiers.
yeah,
and
true.
so I was just
Forgot
like,
about
that's
Looks-
just going to look
hits different.
nice all year. Yeah,
Is
it
that
hits
all,
different.
all year they had that?
Yeah, yeah. And we were talking about it, and a Collingwood supporting mate of mine was just like, oh, the logo's different. I was like, yeah, the reigning premier. You had it
Yeah.
all year.
All
He's
year.
like, did we?
I didn't notice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just sent him
I
photos.
like how
of
they
it.
do that. It's a really
It's cool. They've done it
it's
for
a good
about
touch.
15 odd years now.
Yep.
But
That's a
just
good
a
pickup.
good aura.
Yeah.
I
Aura
enjoyed it.
levels high. Nice.
Questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Let's start with Zara.
Hey, I'm Zara from Elsternwick, and I was just wondering what the training's like for Ben and Harry for the off-season.
Yeah, thanks, Zara.
Thanks, Zara.
It's it's been pretty good. It's I know Ben's back on Monday officially, and our
Yep.
first of 4 years are back on Monday, and everyone's back the week after. So
Is
in
it
the next
first to 4? Or is it first to 3 now? Has that changed? Or?
first
So
of
once
4.
you complete 4 years,
Right, okay.
sometimes it's even if you do, I think you've got to do 4 pre-seasons. So obviously for the draftees this year, they don't really count this as a pre-season sometimes. So
Right,
some
okay.
clubs say,
yeah, they do.
some clubs do, you got to do 4 pre-seasons and some just 4
Well, because
years.
how
It's
long?
4 years completed in the system.
How long has the preseason technically been going at your clubs to this point?
Well, it hasn't started yet.
Hasn't started at all.
No.
So I thought haven't
Yeah.
If you didn't make finals, and your first of 4 year boys would have been back for nearly 2 weeks now.
that's what I was asking. Yeah,
Yes, correct.
But we made finals, so
yeah.
Wow.
Just
No, like we-
reminding Ben.
we did. So,
Anyway,
but a lot of
I'll
the
bite my tongue.
but once the younger boys back, a lot of the older boys might float back for a day or two.
Yeah, so we've had everyone come in at least once or twice to train with the group to say good day to everyone, get familiarised again with
Yeah.
your routines and stuff. So yeah, we'll be back next week. But normally, to answer Zara's question, you normally have 3 or 4 weeks off after your last game just to sort of recoup and recover a bit, and then you slowly sort of build up. There's probably 2 or 3 different phases. The first phase is pretty cruisy in terms of your running, and then it sort of builds up to more footy specific stuff as closer to your return date sort of approaches. So
Yeah.
that's sort of roughly what it looks like.
Yeah, and they're quite intense. Like, it's a lot of work, and
Mm.
because you basically want to use this time to, there's an element of being refreshed and rejuvenation, but then also you need to build some fitness, and basically expected to, when you're back at the club, like, we want to be able to go into some intense training straight away. So
Yeah.
as much as it is just a bit of a break and refresh, there's quite a lot of quality work as well, which
Yeah.
is good.
I feel like the first half of the break is more a lot of straight line running, and then especially for us, the second part of the break is more footy specific stuff that's getting you ready for, to Harry's point, the drills when you come back. So because you want to be off and running and not wasting a session, because we only have just over 3 weeks before Christmas, so
Yeah.
it's really not a lot of time to implement things you want to get after.
And then over Christmas, are you still just you going for a jog, or are you doing like you're going to an oval and you're doing
No, I think
20
people
sprints?
people
and-
might underestimate like the intensity and like
Yeah.
how hard, like that's full on sessions, like
Yeah.
2-3 hour running sessions.
3-hour running sessions.
Maybe not exactly 3 hours, but roughly, like, if you're doing it with a few boys and you're kicking and whatnot, it's like it's a long. It's not just like a 5K jog around the park. Like, it's very specific to footy,
Yep.
Yeah.
which is like you have to be like that, because to Ben's point, when you come back to doing skills at the club, if you're not conditioned to doing that type of work, then you'll break down. So
That's right.
there's a lot of effort that goes into it. But also there's a nice refreshing element of being able to do it, get up doing it in the morning, or if you've got something on in the morning, you can do it in the afternoon. Like, there's a bit of flexibility around when you do it, and
Yep.
that's always nice. It's always I really enjoy this time of year, because you do a lot of hard work, but then you might have your afternoons off to relax and see family or friends or do some other stuff. So it's a good time of year.
And you've both had injury interrupted pre-seasons
Yep.
over the journey. And how much different is that Like if
Yeah,
you're trying
it is.
to.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone wants to be fit and healthy and want to complete every session. But for some people, you got to accept the fact that a lot of this period sometimes is getting over niggles from last season. So I think everyone's a little bit different. But ultimately, if you have something still not quite right, you got to remember we are November and you want to be right for March, April. So it's a balancing act with some individuals who are carrying things that there's no point pushing through it right now, because although ideally you want to be fit and healthy and get ready for day one, there's an element of you got to respect the time and where we are sort of in your break sort of thing. So
Yeah. But if you've missed like 6 weeks of 2-hour running sessions,
it adds up.
do you find that like, wow, I'm not fit?
Well, to Harry's point, like you got to be conditioned. I think there's straight line running conditioning, and then there's you change direction football stuff that that's where you sort of need to get to a level where you can compete and play and train with the main group. And if you haven't done that, to your point, you're going to have to bide your time a little bit. So it's good, great question.
Yeah.
Nice. Dylan?
Yeah, so it's Dylan from Bendigo. Just got a question for Ben, actually. Just wondering, big first year as a Bomber, all things gone well considering, but there seemed to just be one big grey cloud hanging over your year, and that was everyone wondering why you picked the number 32. So instead of asking you why you picked number 32, I suppose I got a more important question. Have you considered a number change for next year?
Yeah, great question.
Back to 23.
So I think
a good question.
Great question, Dylan, because Ben went on the record saying that he's only going to be in it for a year until something lower opens up, I'm pretty sure.
When did I ever say that?
I think we'll find it on the record, but that was definitely the theory.
I've never said that.
Yes, you did.
Did he?
Yeah.
No, I haven't said that.
It's either on the record or he said it off air, but
On this pod?
I think so.
Oh, I've never
Do
said
you
that.
remember that, MJ? I don't.
Because it didn't happen.
I don't
Well,
know.
it was either off air or on air, but it was one of the two, and he said it.
Has something lower opened up?
No.
Oh, this could be big breaking news here. Hang on.
I'm very
What's
comfortable
open-
in
what's
32.
opening up?
What
I'm
number,
very comfortable in 32.
What number would you change? Is there any number on earth you would change
20,
to?
23, I still...
You'd go back to
attached to this.
23
Yeah.
I don't.
after the essay.
Yeah. You're going to have to
You
do a
asked,
whole
what,
nother
you asked
essay.
what number do you like still, and I said 23.
What would you realistically change? Like if something opened up?
Nah, nothing. Nothing now.
So you're locked into 32.
Yeah.
Do you
Well-
want him to list the reasons why?
Yeah. So, and why is that?
Would you ever change numbers?
Yeah, would you change
No.
from 10?
Exactly.
Why would I change now?
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's now you.
Played
now.
10 years in it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Have you played the most for Carlton in 10?
couldn't tell you. Don't think so.
You would
Who,
know.
who else is on the
I
locker?
don't think anybody's played 200 in that. That's all. could be
AFL tables jumper numbers. This is a great resource. I go on this all the time. 10. Let's see. The most ever is Pendles. And then it looks like there's no Carlton players in the top 10. This is quite boring. MJ.
Yeah,
We
sorry,
can- we
everybody.
can- We can trim this. I do
Or
want to
not.
find out. Oh God. Carlton jumper. By far.
That can't be right because there's like 6 people that's played 100 on the name.
Hang on.
Maybe
It'd be
VFL
on the-
games.
It'd be on the locker.
Yeah, there's 5 or 6 people on
Here's
the
the all-time list. For
for Carlton.
Carlton. Adrian Gallagher played 236 games. Oh no, hang on. What number? What?
God, this is really
Oh no, that's goals. Oh my God, what a nightmare.
Yeah, John James. Yeah.
Johnny James. Yeah.
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 Yep.
So
So
if you get 200, you're number 1.
we've got it here. You're currently 5th. John James, Paddy O'Brien, Adrian Gallagher, Jim Francis. But they are all well before. They're all 1950 and earlier, basically. So,
Yeah.
you're the modern day.
James,
You're the face of number 10 at Carlton.
You're the new Johnny James.
Yeah. You're the new John James. There you go. Oh, nice.
We'll
good
cut
stuff.
all that out.
was-
eh?
yeah, that was
Glad we
fucking
cleared that
horrible.
Finally from Beck.
Hi, Ben and Harry. It's Beck from Cranbourne East. I just want to know, is Harry dressing better since Maddie came along? Have a great off-season.
Oi.
Bye.
Hard launch.
Well, there's no more hard
Have you guys
launches,
launched it? Or
It's just,
Waiting for takeoff.
no more questions about the hard launch.
sensitive over
Wow,
here.
I'm
Wow.
just saying, how many times does it have to be launched? Like,
What's got to be
if a
launched?
rocket is launched, it's not doesn't come back and just.
It's got SpaceX.
It's not 7 launches on a rocket. If it's launched, it's launched, right?
You've got to launch it properly, though. But anyway.
You're now going to get heaps of questions about hard launch.
Ask me all you want about hard launch. I
Yeah.
don't care. Yep.
Has your fashion sense changed, improved?
No, I don't think so. I think it's always been very solid. So,
It's just a lot of baggy t-shirts. But that's some
4XL
that-
type thing, yeah.
But that's both.
so
of
you think I wear baggy shirts a lot?
you both do?
Yeah,
Like, it's
I
honestly-
prefer an oversized fit. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's Ben copied that from me.
You've both got very similar length of beard at the moment too. Is that
Again, Harry's
Ben
copying
I've
me.
had this my beard the whole off season. I reckon.
Clearly, I have as well.
Yeah.
No, because I've manicured mine. I've trimmed it. I've
Have
kept it
you?
long.
It doesn't look like it. Answer the question. Has your
Beck, thanks for the question. I'd say,
Yes.
even though Maddie is very much in the fashion world, I'd like to think my dressing has just been consistently really strong.
Has she tried to bring in a new item or something? Have
like a
any-
handbag.
Man bag.
any suggestions? Like,
I mean, there's the odd throwaway comment. I try not to buy into too much, but no, she's very positive with my wardrobe, I reckon.
Yeah,
So,
great.
yeah, makes me feel good about it, not brings me down. So, but no, she's always there if any advice needed.
I love
So-
how uncomfortable you are.
So, what do you want me to say? I don't know.
I love seeing you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's just a rare treat.
A rare treat. That's right.
Nice. Insta and TikTok
Bang. Send us a review on Apple. Hit
Yeah.
the bell on Spotify.
at Ben and Harry Podcast.
Maddie actually keeps saying that they should do an episode where Maddie and Taylor comes on.
That would be awesome.
That would
we
be
should
fun.
actually we
Don't
should
know
lock
if-
that in for when we come
Do
back.
we want that though?
I think it'd be awesome. I mean,
Wow.
Ben might get thrown under the bus a bit.
what was that?
Why is
I
that?
don't know.
What does that
He
mean?
might.
What's that supposed to mean?
No, we can look into doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Got it. Done.
Yep.
done.
All
Send us DMs. We'll have an episode just before Christmas.
Yep.
And then we'll be back.
Christmas special, we might call it.
Christmas special. And then we'll be back for just ahead of round one, maybe 2
We might
weeks
have-
before round one.
We might even see the Grinch.
Yeah.
Yeah, might
We get to
make
see the
one
Grinch every week.
We're talking to him right now.
you. See
Right.
ya.
So, yeah.